Hey everyone, today I'm going to be telling you who my top 5 most owned authors are, and I'm going to be showing you a few examples of their books. I cannot show you all the books from the 5 authors because in total there would be over 100 books, and I physically can't show you that many books in video. I mean, they just won't fit on the screen if I try to hold them or anything, and I'll end up dropping them all over the floor. So I'll just show you an example of their books. So onto the books. My 5th most owned author, with a total of 12 books, is Raymond E. Feist and his fantasy series, The Riftwar Cycle, which starts off with Magician, which is the first in a trilogy, the Riftwar trilogy in fact, hence the name of the series. This is what set it off in motion. And the last book that I personally own is Exile's Return, which is also the third in another trilogy. In total there are 30 books, and there are sets of 2, 3, 4 and even a set of 5 in the series, and I own less than half of them as of this moment. I want to fix that. My 4th most owned author is actually a surprise to me when I was checking on my shelves to find out who it was. And it's actually Stephen King, which doesn't need any introduction because, well, Stephen King is the horror writer. The oldest book I own of his, or at least I think it's the oldest book, is the Bachman books. This is the older version, which actually has 4 short stories in it rather than the more modern 3. Although I think you can still get the full version, but it's not as easy. One of the latest Stephen Kings I've got is The Shining, and I read this a few months ago and it was really, really good. I loved this book. And I have 13 books by Stephen King, so it's only just in 4th place. My 3rd place author is actually an author that I didn't have any books of whatsoever at the start of 2014, not one book, so he wouldn't have been in this list whatsoever. And that is Ian Fleming and the James Bond books. I bought the entire set of 14 books, and it starts off with Casino Royale, and it ends with Octopussy and the Living Daylights. These are the Red Spine Vintage Classics, and I think they are just amazing looking books, and I'm hoping they're amazing to read. I know that the Bond books are a lot darker, and Bond himself as a character is a lot darker than the films. The films are far more light-hearted and not quite as much on the gadgets as well in the books. But I will find out before much longer. I plan to read them this year. Actually, I'm planning to read them in a specific way, which I'll let you know. My 2nd most owned author is actually an author that I've barely mentioned before, but it's one that I've liked for quite a number of years now, despite this. And that is Lee Child and the Jack Reacher series, which starts off with The Killing Floor. And the latest one that I own is Never Go Back, which is the 18th. And there are 19 in the series. The last one though, the 19th, is only in hardback at the moment, so obviously, and I have them in paperback, so I can't get it. The series is based around one character, Jack Reacher, who is an ex-military policeman in the United States, and he wanders around America and he keeps getting into situations, and he then has to sort of get himself out of these things without getting killed. Generally, they are a little bit formulaic, I suppose you could say, as the books go on, but they are extremely well written, and the character of Jack Reacher is brilliant, personally. So I really like them. And finally, onto my number 1 most owned author. This really shouldn't be a surprise to people by this point, as I've mentioned this author many times, and that is Terry Pratchett and the Discworld series in particular. The first Discworld book is The Colour Magic. My copy is very, very old. Lots of the pages are falling out. This book is almost as old as I am. And it is the first in the Discworld series, which currently numbers 40 in total. But there are going to be more, almost without question, because he permanently writes all the time. But I own many other books to do with Terry Pratchett, and this is why he's my most owned author. I have books like the Discworld Diaries, This is the 1998 diary, which is the very first one, and I have them for every single year. I have odd things like Nanny Ogg's cookbook, which has recipes that you wouldn't exactly want to try. Well, not if you value being alive and not exploding, and other hobbies that I enjoy. I also own things by him that aren't even classed as books in any sense, like for instance the Discworld calendars. They've been making these since 1998 as well. I have all of them. I've got a big pile of them in a drawer, and I think they are just simply amazing. All of them are unique, of course, and yeah, I've been collecting them since I can remember, really. Plus, there are also a few other odd things. For instance, you may have noticed the mugs behind me in videos which have moved around my shelves. These are actually Tea Pratchett mugs. This is the librarian. He's an orangutan, although he's not happy if you call him anything other than an orangutan. If you call him a monkey, he may get very, very upset indeed and attempt to, I don't know, pull your arms off, for instance, which isn't good for anybody. So yeah, I've got lots by Tea Pratchett. I've got over 60 books with his name on them, and quite simply, he's my favourite author, as you know. So that's it for the top 5 authors. If you've read any of these authors, then let me know, and if you own anything by them that I may not, especially if it's Pratchett. If you own anything unusual by Pratchett, let me know. I'm always interested in knowing somebody who owns as much as me. Finally, that's it for this video. Thank you for watching, and I'll see you another day. Bye for now.